This next speaker I was talking to before in like 15-minute wait, right? I was talking to him and he was truly incredible. He's a junior, but he's graduating early this year and he's going to CU Boulder to learn about the sciences. He's going to talk about robots and Project Robot. Give it away for Zach Maas.
Unfortunately, not every one of them does. Fortunately, there is a solution. This past year, a family in my high school's greater community came to my school's engineering department with a special request. They had a second grader at a local elementary school who was physically unable to attend school due to severe degenerative disease. He was homebound and his education was being dramatically affected because of it. So they asked our engineering program to come up with a solution that would allow him to better attend school. And over time, 2 other students and I volunteered to take on this project. And after a great deal of effort, an independent study, and a huge amount of work after that, we eventually came to this, which is known as Reese's Robot, and it's a virtual presence robot. Now, when you hear the phrase virtual presence, you probably think of one thing. Specially designed devices for corporate environments that are extremely costly. They're designed for high-powered executives to go to meetings in foreign countries without actually being able to be there. And the issue with these devices is, first of all, the control systems that they use are not well suited to people with disabilities, so people with disabilities aren't usually effectively able, or specifically this student wasn't able to use a touch screen, so he wouldn't be able to actually use one of these devices. And second of all, the robots themselves are very limited. They're designed for an office environment. They don't have an incredible amount of range. So overall, they weren't very effective. And additionally, they tend to cost in tens of thousands of dollars, which made it incredibly infeasible for this student to actually be able to implement them. So we ended up doing in our project is we created a virtual presence device. And we took it as a semester-long independent study, and then a large amount of work after that. And what it ended up, so the robot itself isn't terribly special. What it does is it does 2-way audio and video through an iPad, and then it has a remote control system for him to be able to drive it around. And it's got a telescoping rod, so as he goes through his grades, as he grows up, the robot will be able to grow with him, so that his education will be able to be continued at a more normal level than he had before. The really remarkable and more difficult part of this project came in coming up with a control system that works for him. Because he has severe degenerative disease, he is unable to utilize fine motor control. So we have to come up with a couple of solutions that would work effectively for him. So the first thing that we came up with was a wrist-mounted controller. And what this is it's a controller that he places his wrist in, and he is able to move it forward, backward, left, and right without needing any fine motor control. The second one, and probably the more impressive one, is conductive pillow buttons. And so what these are is they're pillows, and they've got conductive threads sewn into them, and they're hooked up to an electronics board. And what they allow him to do is, when he's too tired to use this wrist controller, because sometimes he gets tired, he's able to simply move his hand to a button that corresponds to the direction he wants to go. So if he wants to go forward, he'll move his hand forward onto a pillow. If he wants to go backwards, he'll go backwards. So it's really effective at solving the problem that he had with his education. And looking at this project as a whole, it exemplifies the concept of project-based learning, or problem-based learning. Now, right now in the educational community, project-based learning is a very, very big buzzword. It's being pushed very hard around the country, and the basic idea behind it is this. You have students go, and you have them work on a project, and through working on that project by themselves, with some mentorship, they're able to learn a great deal. And this project really does exemplify that. My group and I started out with very little knowledge about how to actually build a robot like this, and through a lot of work, a little bit of ingenuity, and a significant amount of Googling, we were able to finally come up with a solution that worked for him. And really, when you're looking at project-based learning, there are two things that you need for it to be able to function effectively. First of all, you need to have at least some prerequisite knowledge for these students. You can't just send these kids into a room and say, build a robot, if they've never seen electronics before, if they don't know how to actually program or do any high-level engineering. All of my group members, including myself, started out with 3 years of engineering classes behind us, and even with that, it still took an incredible amount of effort for us to be able to work with this effectively, and we had to go meet with actual electrical engineers to be able to get it off the ground and really functioning. Now, the second thing that project-based learning needs, and probably the more important one, is it needs a meaning. It needs a reason to be. So if you're just putting students in a room with a project and you're telling them, you're going to build a robot, they really have no motivation to do so. They really have no reason that they're actually there to do it, other than they're in school. In this case, we were motivated because we saw that the student had a real problem and we saw what needed to be fixed. And the family came to us and they asked. So we had a real drive for this project. And that drive needs to be there for project-based learning to be able to function properly, for it to be able to work. Students can do remarkable things, but they need to have that drive, and that applies to anything. It doesn't have to be anything as grandiose as building a robot for a child who can't physically attend school. It can be something smaller. It just has to be something that applies to them, applies to their community, and something that they can actually do. Basically, it has to be relevant to the real world. Project-based learning without a purpose is problematic. Now, to quote Austrian psychologist Viktor Frankl, the goals in life can pull just as much as the drives can push. And if there's really one message that I leave you with today from this talk, it should be this. You, anyone, even students, especially students, can go out and can make a difference. You can go do something great and really make a real change for someone and learn an incredible amount of doing that. And in that process, you'll be able to find just how much you're truly able for. And if we're able to implement project-based learning in the classrooms across the United States, we'll be able to do incredible things for education and for the nation as a whole. You can do it, I can do it, we all can do it. Thank you.